Scott on the left. Bill Ranford on the right. Scott was just out of the net, hammering his heels up against the boards, the dashers here. Trying to get those heels lodged back into the skates, I gather, Herb.
There's a lot of talk when they announced Ronnie Scott was going to play in goal.
Speculation, of course, on Kelly Rudy is that he was injured or suffered a recurring rib injury, making it save or trying to make a save off Curry in game number 2 at Edmonton last Friday night. Here's Casper weaving his way into the Edmonton zone. Centers one off Tonelli's stick. Tonelli drops it back to the point. That's Halkitis with a shot. Tonelli tipped it, but can't get it around Craig Muni. Krushelnyski moving off the boards. He's tripped, and there'll be a penalty against the Edmonton Oilers once they control the puck as they do now. And then a flattening, heavy hit on the Edmonton player may result in another penalty. The Kings had a power play coming their way, but may have just taken themselves right out of it. Check the calls from referee Andy Van Hellemond with the score. The Kings 3, the Oilers 1. Let's pause for a regional break. Sports Channel America's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue after these messages.
The WBL is back. Sports Channel America presents exclusive national coverage of this Dynamite Hoops League that features a 6'5" height limit that makes it faster and more exciting. The WBL is back on Sports Channel America.
Watch some of the best soccer players compete in one of the oldest soccer leagues in the world. Direct from Great Britain, it's English League Soccer. Rugged and exciting action every week on English League Soccer. Only on Sports Channel. Check your TV listings for days and times.
Jelena had a penalty coming, and then McSorley takes the Kings out of the power play situation. Bill Ranford has faced 14 shots here tonight. The Oilers trail 3-1.
Well, LA is going to have to do the same thing. Just keep that pace up there. And again, I go back to game number 2. That game, as it turned out, it was not a 6-1 game. 2-1 with 8 minutes left. I thought LA deserved, a little better fate.
Wow, right from the face-off, Ranford tested. You don't often see Messier lose a draw in the defensive zone like that, Herb.
Well, that's right, Jigs. Good point. But I think Alec fooled everybody. He says, I'm going right to the net. And if it wasn't for an alert Billy Ranford, that might have had eyes. And that will happen sometimes. Not too many people are just going to take the shot right in net and then have it press. Sometimes they'll take the other 2 forwards and put them towards the net, and everybody goes to the net in a situation like that.
The Oilers finally shake the forechecking of the Kings here and come to center. Messier with a pass to Anderson. Breaks through the defense, and the puck just went wide of Scott. Taken and holds it at the side of the net. Got it to Messier. He's wrapped up. Chased back of the goal by Robinson. Anderson in for the puck. Brings it along the boards and is given it to Ruotsalainen on the backhand. His shot goes off Krushelnyski. Robinson frees it up. Can't clear the zone. Now Anderson fails to handle it. Has to come hustling back into the center ice zone. The Oilers in the middle of a player change, so Steve Duchesne gets an opportunity to move it out to Robitaille. Can't get around Ruotsalainen. Now the Kings moving up ahead. Here's Gretzky off left wing, pulls up on Lamb. Gretzky trying to get away from Lamb, makes the play to Steve Duchesne. He shoots, that's blocked by Ranford. Curry handles the rebound but fails to clear the zone. Duchesne into Gretzky. Back to Duchesne. King set up for that shot from the point. It goes back of the net to Gretzky. Can't center it. Curry feeds one around the boards finally to Lamb. Mark Lamb. Good pass off Curry's stick. He recovers. Duchesne can't slow him up. Curry off right wing center. Simpson shoots and scores. Greg Simpson from Curry, and the Oilers are right back into it.
Well, that's one of the things that Edmonton does very well, and that's win that race to the red line. Get the puck up ice quickly as possible. And they did it there. Move it up ice. Nice little depth pass there. Now the second pass is going to be important because Curry's got good wheels now, and Duchesne got just caught flat-footed a little bit. He could not pivot and go with him. He liked to try to hold, and now the situation is Simpson just waited until he got that perfect pass and one-timed it. However, the LA defenseman, the lone defenseman right there, he should have let Ronnie Scott have Curry and take the pass away. And now all of a sudden, bang, Ronnie Scott has no chance in that situation, nor would very few goalies.
Scott had no chance on Simpson's first goal, a power play goal to tie it in the first period, and now this one brings Edmonton to within one of the tie. Simpson from Curry at 5:34. Mark Lamb had the other assist. Oilers back in the Los Angeles zone once more. The puck comes out of the corner, held in. They can't get the man open in front, however, as Graves couldn't finish off the pass to Simpson. Crowder comes over the blue line. Crowder playing it around behind the net. There's Murphy. Casper in forechecking. Crowder comes in as well. Tonelli over on the far side of the ice. All three Kings forwards tight on the far boards. And now finally Crowder peels off as the puck is brought back in by Tonelli. Trying to get around Gregg. He's knocked down. Play allowed to continue, but the Kings bring it back in offside. Clock stopped with 13:43 remaining in the second period. And the score is the Oilers trailing 3-2 as we pause for a regional break. Sports Channel America's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue after these messages.
Sports Channel America cranks up the power this summer with nitro-breathing piston-powered action. See 8 top NASCAR races in the Grand National Championship. The series takes off April 28th with the Busch Grand National 200, only on the Sports Channel America Network. Soccer fever is gripping America as it prepares for its first World Cup appearance in 40 years. Sports Channel America presents exclusive coverage of key games leading up to this worldwide showdown in Italy. Catch World Cup fever only on the Sports Channel America Network.
Recognize the man in the front row seat? That's Stephen Stills. Memories of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Great harmony, 13:34. The Oilers trying to get their harmony back together. Chemistry, it's called in the National Hockey League, but the cross-ice pass to McTavish is broken up. Here's number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Neat little pass to Sandstrom. He's surrounded by Oilers, plays it to the open wing, and Gretzky had been held up by McTavish. Sandstrom was knocked down in the play as well. So hustling back into his zone is Steve Duchesne, and the feet knocked out from under him. Klima with a shot, he scores! It's all tied, 3-3.
Again, Jigs, this is not a situation where Edmonton is playing so well or doing so many intelligent things. As a matter that LA is now sort of self-destructed inside their defensive blue line. In this situation, again, Klima, he's had all the time in the world. Tripped somebody up, he said, wait a minute, it's not me, but nobody picks him up now. And he's got all the time, and this guy can shoot a puck. Ronnie Scott came out as best as he could, but that thing just was a ice hugger, short side. But LA started chasing the puck. And again, they just got a little disjointed in their defensive zone. So now all of a sudden it's a 3-3 game. You might say, boys, Edmonton come back. Not necessarily so. There's a couple not very intelligent plays by LA allowed them to get into the game. But still, the tempo, the work ethic belongs to Los Angeles.
Klima's third goal of the playoffs is unassisted at the 6:50 mark. Crowd screaming, feeling that Duchesne had been taken down illegally. Now Edmonton has dumped the puck in. They get to it first. And the Kings back on their heels a little bit. After leading 3-1, find themselves tied 3-3. Krushelnyski with a pass to McSorley. Shot it wide of Brantford. Anderson has it in his skates. Kings trying to dig it loose. Robitaille nudged it toward the corner. There's Kevin Lowe. Lowe and Muni back together, and now an Edmonton player's down on the deck again. Simpson gets up slowly as the pass goes to Anderson off right wing. Anderson with Lowe, the shot blocked by Ron Scott, and there's no further play.
Marty McSorley played that well. He let Ronnie Scott have the shot, and he didn't favor all of a sudden Anderson, and then there would have been a guy right into the middle.
The crowd not as boisterous as they were early on. The Kings got a 1-0 lead even after Edmonton had tied it. The crowd was still in it and really got back into it after Robinson and Ellick scored back-to-back goals before the first period ended. There's reason for concern. Goals by Simpson and Klima. At one point, the shots were 13-1 in favor of the Kings, and look at, they've been outshot 7-3 since that stage.
I go back and you think of some of the great hockey crowds in the National Hockey League. My favorite, I think, would have to be Chicago. In a moment like this, they just urge their hockey club on. This club, this crowd, while they're here, and they support the hockey club. But right now, got to stay behind them a little bit. Give them a little, vocal encouragement.
Right there, they gave the puck away, and it was the veteran Robinson who almost had to pay the price. The Oilers beating the Kings to the puck at the blue line, but Robinson has cleared it out. Casper goes to the right side for Crowder. Fires the long shot that's high and wide of Ranford. Bounces back. Robinson lets it go, and that missed the target. Back to the blue line. Steve Duchesne can't hold it in. Jelena knocked it away from him. Offside being delayed here as the Kings pursue the play. And the Oilers clear the zone. Martin Jelena down the left side. The kid line out there. Look at the moves by Jelena to Graves. He shoots. Scott makes the save. Now Murphy goes to center one that's broken up. Puck ends up behind the net, controlled by Robinson. Robinson plays it out to center to Sandstrom. Cross-ice pass to John Tonelli. Moving right in to Sandstrom. He shoots. Ranford makes the stop. Sandstrom centers it out in front. Big Sorley shot just skimmed the post to the right of the net. Puck loose at center ice. Back for it, Halkitis rubbing out the forechecking here of Tikkanen. Tikkanen steps on one of the signs that came peeling off the boards and falls. Sandstrom shoots from the point. Play continues as Ranford moves it to the left side. Mark Lamb has been injured. He's down on the ice in the Los Angeles zone, and now the play is called. And out comes the Edmonton training staff.
Change that situation. Mark Lamb trying to get back into play, and there was just a little physical type of confrontation. I believe it was Marty McSorley. We're watching the play as it moved up ice rather fast. And what happened behind the play, we're not quite sure, but Lamb went down heavily. Again, here's an opportunity where Halkitis is taken Tikkanen heavily into the boards, and it just stripped the sign right off the boards. And then the puck just ringed around, come up ice real fast. And again, that little transition that Edmonton is known, and they're jumping into the play, but Mark Lamb just got caught back deep, and that linesman missed it, referee missed it. It's a hard one to pick up.
Los Angeles had led 3-1. The game now is tied 3-3.
You never know what the day will bring.
This is contract law.
Next building. But the unexpected's a real sure thing. On demand, you're more sure.
You see, Sure responds on demand to work harder when you need it more.
No volunteers?
So Sure helps keep you dry.
You may never know when you need more Sure, but Sure knows when.
The third part.
Correct. Give you more. Raise your hand on demand. You're more sure.
Looking at the Los Angeles Kings, they've just changed their forward line. Wayne Gretzky has come back to the players' bench. And Edmonton is making a late change. Referee Andy Van Helleman is signaling no. Meanwhile, Kevin Collins is picking up the remains of a wipeout portion of the sign. Over on the far side of the ice. Now I guess there are a couple of bases left.
The Oilers, Jigs, when you ever see signs on the dashers in the National Hockey League, and now it's quite prevalent throughout the league.
Some numbers involved in the board advertising around the league. Chicago Blackhawks and the New York Islanders, the final two home arenas, Chicago Stadium and Nassau Coliseum, to add the advertising this past season. I don't think he could put another sign on the boards here at the Great Western Forum. Alec battling on the faceoff here with Lowe, and Kevin Lowe turns inside the Edmonton territory. He's fed it out to Tikkanen. It's a Tikkanen being bothered here by Krushelnyski as he gives it to Lamb, or Curry, excuse me, and then back in it goes, and the Oilers take it around to Lowe, to Tikkanen, to Klima. Klima. Neat move, comes over the line, working on Robinson, turns, Klima trying to center one to Muni, who'd gone in to join the play, but Krushelnyski has cleared it into center ice. This is Jari Curry lofting one high. Grabbed out of the air by Scott, gives it to Robinson, up to Krushelnyski, plays it through Klima to the right side for Robitaille. Robitaille trying to move in on Huddy, the back of the net together. Krushelnyski. Robinson to Duchesne. His shot got through and off the stick in front of the net and wide. Now Robitaille with a shot that's blocked by Ranford. Here's Robinson. Puts it back of the net for Alec. Robitaille out in front. Alec can't get it to him cleanly, and it's Curry bothered and taken away by Robinson. To Krushelnyski for a shot. That sailed wide of the net. Krushelnyski takes the man. The Kings going for the puck, but it's gone out of play and up into the seats. We're midway through the second period. 9 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the period. 3-3 is the score. Kings trying to pick up the tempo again.
Well, Jigs, at 3-3 may be the score, but it's still not indicative of the overall, tempo of the play. LA still is dominating. There's one guy who's played very well in this series. Is Mike Krushelinski. He's been very much involved.
Like they were coming right through the glass into our Sports Channel camera there for a moment.
Jigs, as you study Edmonton, they've got to act. They've got to force. They've got to move their legs to be successful. They are more in a reactionary state. Okay, they're not acting, but reacting to what's happening out there. And they're not going to last that way. They've got to force, they've got to pick up the tempo and let people react to them. But they're reacting to LA. And that's not the type of game that Edmonton likes to play. But gives them a high marks. A little banged up LA hockey club that is doing their best to regroup and come back and reward a group of people that have really supported this hockey club the last 2 years.
And you think of taking Rob Blake, the new youngster on their defense, out of the lineup. Bukestad, who had just gotten into the lineup because of injury. Mikko Makela in the lineup tonight hasn't seen a great deal of ice time. Sandstrom, Granato, and Gretzky, the forward line here, as Tikkanen feeds the puck to Anderson, but it's offside and called back. Granato's changing greetings with Asa Tikkanen. And skates away from him. Face-off will be just outside the Los Angeles blue line. Tikkanen's been some story. The job he did on Wayne Gretzky in the first 2 games at Edmonton. And the Kings haven't done a great deal to keep Gretzky and Tikkanen apart. Gretzky just skated by the face-off area, said something. You look at Craig Muni, took some stitches. See above the left eye there. It's a collision in the first period with a teammate.
Jigs, when you talk about Tikkanen, everybody's talking about the great defensive job he has done in Gretzky. But if you all of a sudden you look at Edmonton stats, he's leading this hockey club in the playoffs with 12 points in 9 games.
3 goals in this series. 2 in the first game, another in the second. Sorley dumps the puck in. Manfred leaves it for Lowe. Messier takes it from back of the net. Fed it to the right side. Anderson got checked. Lowe with it again. To Glenn Anderson. Long pass, picked off by Messier there on the right side. Messier trying to center one. Anderson gets it on the backhand. It was knocked away by Halkitis. To John Tonelli. Right side, neat pass as it turns out for Crowder. He's given it to Gretzky. Gretzky behind the back pass. In after it is Steve Duchesne. Pulled it away from Simpson. Shoots one that's deflected wide. Muni plays it around the boards. Robinson has come out on the Los Angeles defense now. Takes the puck from Duchesne and gave it right back to him. Steve Duchesne to Granato. One touched it. Gretzky handles it at the blue line, dumping it in a little deeper. Charlie Huddy turns and clears it out to center ice. Here's Robinson. Game 3-3 as Granato feeds it to Sandstrom on the left side. He shoots, that missed the net. Comes back to Gretzky. Lets it go to the point for Duchesne. Duchesne in around the boards. Gretzky too well covered. Chasing it back is Anderson. Granato gets knocked down. Crowd not happy. And Messier comes to center ice. Long pass to Tikkanen on left wing. To Messier shoots, that missed the net. The puck bounces off the boards, came right out in front for Duchesne. Steve Duchesne up the left side, and Granato has tipped it around Ruotsalainen, forcing Smith to go back. Steve Smith to Tikkanen. Trying to play it through Gretzky. Gretzky got knocked down. The Oilers come up with the puck. Ruotsalainen down the right side. Has fed it to Graves. Splits the defense and is taken down. Play allowed to continue. The Oilers right in. Ruotsalainen from back of the net. The net comes off. The referee is pointing to the Edmonton player, saying that the puck was in before the net came off, and the Oilers lead 4-3.
Well, Ruotsalainen had enough presence there to find that he didn't have anything to do on the short side, and he just threw it around, came around a little semi-wrap around and went off somebody's skate, and Ronnie Scott and the net went all back into the net. Well, this is a great play by Graves as he tried to split the defenseman, but more importantly, he had presence to give it to Ruotsalainen. Scott went down, could not control himself now, and Duchesne's, well, I think that was definitely in Jigs, no question. Then he moved it off. But again, what I pointed out early, what allowed Edmonton to get back into this game, first of all, it's a 2-1. LA did not handle right. The third goal by Klima, they're all chasing a puck. And this the fourth goal here, again, LA continues to chase the puck in their defensive zone, Jigs, as opposed to picking up some people, the people out of sight, out of mind, then you're going to have a chance to play a little more intelligent defense. Now look at, there's 3 people there chasing Ruotsalainen around the net. Everybody converged right there. Again, look for other people. One person jump on him. Look up ice. Don't create blind spots in your defense zone. Well, maybe things would happen a little different.
Ruotsalainen gets his second goal of the playoffs. That's 4 goals on those 10 shots by the guests, as you see. And that'll be the end of the night for Ron Scott. Mario Gosselin comes in, the backup goaltender, 26 years of age, 5'8", 165 pounds. He played in 26 games this season. Posted a 3.87 goals against average, 7 wins, 11 losses, and a tie. And the crowd reacting now to the announcement that Gosselin has replaced Ron Scott. Most of us thought that Gosselin would get the starting assignment with Rudy out, suffering a rib injury. Krushelnyski brings the Kings in with a shot that changed direction a little, but didn't fool Ranford, who got the blocking glove up, and now the Kings have to chase it back. Out comes Gosselin to handle it, and he is met by the forechecking of Zelina. Took a swipe at him. Play is allowed to continue as Robitaille feeds it to Alec. In front to Robitaille. It's loose, and Krushelnyski jabs it over the crossbar. The puck ends up underneath one of the Oilers. Andy Van Helleman lets the boys play. There has been no whistle. It comes loose under Graves. And finally, the Oilers moving up the boards, only to have it come right back into that pilot. Now it's free at the blue line. Krushelnyski with a shot that missed the net. The Oilers slap it out of the zone off Duchesne and into the Los Angeles players' bench as well. 6:36 the time remaining in the second period.
It passed 110 other cars to become one of Car and Driver magazine's 10 best. The distinctive Mercury Sable. The editors of Car and Driver have seen the light.
Nothing moves you like a Mercury.
See your dealer now for low financing or special savings on 1990 Mercury Sable GS.
Stanley Cup playoff action continues. Wales Conference Division final excitement tomorrow night. Game 3, the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens, plus the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. Tune into complete Stanley Cup playoff coverage tomorrow beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time, live on Sports Channel America. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Check the penalty box here and find Steve Graves off for a holding at 13:24.
Again, L.A. struggling in that power play, 0 for 3 tonight. That's one of the things that's plagued them in this series.
I believe I said Steve Graves. It's Adam Graves. And the power play has been less than powerful, hasn't it? Credit as well to the Edmonton penalty killing. Otto's moving the puck to Gretzky. Now to Sandstrom, trying to get a step on Lowe. Can't get totally around him. Here's Benning moving in. Benning right in on goal, a backhander, and Ranford makes the save and covers the puck.
Again, sometimes when your power play is struggling, you have to give high marks to the other team's penalty killing. In this situation tonight, Edmonton is not really forcing, and LA is getting some opportunities to score, and they've got to get a couple of these, behind Billy Ranford. And that's what I'm talking about, not forcing right there. Allowed the LA forward just to walk in from the top of the circle again, but Billy Ranford is just, Jakes, I've been so impressed with him. Not so much the fact that he had a shutout and he's done this and that. He's very composed, and he's standing on his feet, and he's going down at the right time, letting his athletic ability flow into good, solid fundamentals as opposed to being way out of sync.
I remember an interview that I saw with Ron Lowe, their assistant coach, goaltending coach in Edmonton late in March, when he accused this goalkeeper of taking the game home, of being just too intense, and really put the pressure on him. Said if he's going to replace Fuhr and do it the way we think he can, then he's got to relax. He can't come to the rink and play that way. He can't come to practice that way. He's got to change his style. He has, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Because what he said, there's no such thing as pressure. It's fun. If you prepare yourself, the game itself has got to be fun, and then there's no pressure.
Gretzky trying to get the Kings to smile again to Duchesne. Benning starts in, fed it back. Duchesne lets it go, and it's tipped off Sandstrom. Sandstrom in a battle for it back in the net. The battle won by Gregg as he gave it to McTavish, and here come the Oilers. McTavish playing it behind Charlie Huddy. Picked it up and dumped it down into the Los Angeles zone. Benning rounds the net. A minute remaining in the power play as he gave the puck to Duchesne. Steve Duchesne to John Tonelli. Can't get around Curry at the Edmonton line. 4 Kings back. Curry dumps it in. The Oilers filling it off here with 45 seconds left now in the penalty to Graves. It's Edmonton 4. The Los Angeles Kings 3 as Duchesne feeds it up the left side to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky fires the puck in deep. Robitaille in after it. Krushelnyski was there too and got tied up, and the Oilers are able to clear it out. Gosselin comes out of the net, playing it away from the forechecking here. Well, there's just nothing happening on the Los Angeles power play of a positive note at the moment. Can't handle it through center ice. Bad pass. Now it comes back to Duchesne. He's given it to Robitaille for a shot. That put off the defenseman, Greg Muni. Evan Lowe gets tied up with Krushelnyski. Robitaille digs it out of the corner. 4 seconds left in the power play. Robitaille drops it in deeper. Krushelnyski centers. Robitaille's shot is blocked by Ranford, and the puck comes out to the man who had just stepped out on the ice. Graves has a breakaway. In on Gosselin. He scores! It is 5-3, favor of the Edmonton Oilers.
What is LA? What are they going to say to themselves to that situation? They had a couple chances down there. They said, what do we have to do? And all of a sudden, somebody's got to be pounding the stick and saying, watch the clock. Either guys on the bench or the goalkeeper letting the defenseman know that clock is about up. Now, if they did it, nobody heard him. But Adam Graves just stepped out of the box and he had a long break. He didn't hesitate. Again, he picked that short side somewhat high. Again, nice play. But again, that goalie's back there has got to help out. Now, Gosselin played the thing right. He was back, he was out, went back. Tried the best he could on that breakaway. You've got to give a great deal of credit to Gary Curry, Jakes, on an unbelievable, intelligent, and hard-working job he did killing that penalty off.
And he has done that throughout the series, and certainly in the series with Winnipeg as well, as Graves got his first goal of this playoff. He'd had 3 assists in the series with Los Angeles in the first 2 games. Had an assist earlier tonight when Edmonton took the lead at 4-3, and now has given them a 5-3 lead. We have 4 minutes remaining in period 2. Kings moving the puck across to Marty McSorley. McSorley dumps one through center ice. Tipped into the Edmonton zone and brought back by Ruotsalainen up to Jelena, and he fed it just up ahead of Graves. Graves taken into the corner board, sidestepped the check, put the puck out in front of the net, and it slid through the skates of Jelena. Jelena dumps it in toward the corner. Salkidas turning on Graves. Graves got to him. Now Gretzky over on the far side, works it out to center ice. It's tipped up ahead, but Sandstrom can't get to it. Sandstrom, Gretzky, and Granato. Granato taking his man into the boards. In the meantime, the Oilers in 3-on-1. And the pass to Graves broken up. The rebound is flagged out of the air. Held by Gosselin, and there will be a face-off from the Los Angeles end of the ice. The Edmonton Oilers have exploded for 4 unanswered goals.
Are your teeth sensitive? Do they hurt? Watch out for the domino effect. It could end in tooth loss. It's a chain reaction that can start with sensitive teeth, then pain, which can make you stop brushing. That can lead to plaque buildup, gingivitis, periodontal disease, even tooth loss. Sensodyne helps stop the pain. And the domino effect. Ask your dentist if you need Sensodyne, the toothpaste dentists recommend most for sensitive teeth. Helps stop the pain and the domino effect with Sensodyne.
Well, here's another look at the goal that has given Edmonton a 5-3 lead. Graves, with his first in the playoffs, goes top shelf.
Jigs, it's not the goal, but it was happened that led up to the goal. Towards the end of a penalty, that bench has got to be alive. The goalie's got to bang his stick. The LA defenseman got to look back and communicate one another. That thing should not happen in the National Hockey League.
No, they did not play that well. You can say what you like about Gosselin's move or lack of move. The play by Graves was excellent, but it all started with nobody thinking about the man coming out of the penalty box. There was nobody in a white uniform. Certainly the Edmonton Oilers had taken a look at the clock, knew what the play was, and the selection was perfect. Messier to Graves, 5-3 Oilers. 12 shots on goal for Edmonton, 26 for Los Angeles. Here's Charlie Huddy with a pass across. Comes out to the center ice area, picked up by Curry down the left side. Curry cuts to the wide side, dropped it into the middle, but the play is offside.
Jigs, can this Yeri Curry play hockey? We go back when Wayne Gretzky left Edmonton. They said Curry's done. He just kept on going. And as you pointed out, a lot of people don't realize that his scoring this year in the place-up moved him ahead of the great Mike Bossy. And now he's only 2 within Wayne Gretzky, second on the all-time NHL playoff goal-scoring list. But more than that, what he does in a defensive role, killing penalties, his intelligence there, his persistency there to do all the things to become a complete hockey player. If he ever went back, this would be a big, big void for the Edmonton Oilers.
Back to Scandinavia? Yeah, it really would. I think Calgary kind of felt that a little bit with Håkan Loob, who returned to his homeland. Take some of that goal scoring away from their team. Mikko Makela, who Los Angeles looked to for some goal scoring after acquiring him, is up now with Jay Miller and Chris Kontos. Tom Webster shaking things up, putting together this forward line. Kontos into forecheck along with Miller. They line up Muni for a hit back in the net, but Curry handles the puck. They come up 3-on-3. Curry got it right back. Slam trailing the play. Curry pulls up. Simpson goes to the front of the net. Simpson has scored twice tonight. McSorley takes his man down. Lamb back on his skates. Simpson arrives. Little scrum along the boards, and finally the puck cleared by McSorley to Miller. Tipped it to the right side to Kontos. Long shot blocked by Ranford, and he'll play it to the stick of Kevin Lowe. A minute to the half remaining in the second period. Here's Lowe. Into forecheck went Crowder. Lowe put it right on the tape of Yari Curry's stick. Now to Lamb, and it's knocked away. Down the left side comes Casper. The Kings move in. Crowder joins the play, and the pass is broken up by Lowe. John Tonelli can't get to it in time to do anything. Casper can't get to the puck either. Ruotsalainen feeds it to Lowe. Up ahead to Murphy. And now to Curry. Just overlapped Mark Lamb with exactly a minute to go in the second period. 4 consecutive goals for the Edmonton Oilers. After trailing 3-1, going to the intermission, they have come back, tied, and gone ahead by 2.
And it's, again, they sort of self-destructed a little bit, and it's not that Edmonton is playing such a high-tempo game that they've showed in the first 2 games. It's the fact they've just been, we pointed out that LA has got, their speed is not going to come from their feet as Edmonton is, but their speed has got to come from a mental discipline, and that's what he hasn't, they haven't shown this evening.
Pick up the play in the Edmonton zone a moment ago. See that block? Breaking up the pass, Kevin Lowe. Has he been steady? Has he played well in this series?
Yes, he has. He had an outstanding game in game 2, but what he did there before he went down to block that shot or that semi-shot pass, he waited just enough time for Ruotsalainen to come back in so it didn't become a 2-on-1.
Now the Oilers force the Kings back. 40 seconds remaining in the period.
Jigs, we got a two-man here right now. Edmonton just totally took this crowd out of it.
Yeah, Los Angeles won the first period. Edmonton will win the second. And it's Tom Webster's turn to see if he can't do something to instill some spirit, some spunk into his team for the third period. This might do it. Oh, no. What a save by Ranford as Tonelli is denied. Tonelli in the slot, battling for the puck. It comes out of the corner. Tonelli couldn't get a stick on it in time to do anything, and Tikkanen clears the zone.
You talk about, that's what I mean. Edmonton should never allow that type of shot in the last few seconds of a period.
And the final second ticks off, the horn sounding, and a few boos for the home team from this crowd of over 16,000, a capacity crowd at the Great Western Forum. Big period for Bill Ranford as the Los Angeles Kings tested him 16 times and nothing gets by him. He's back on the top of his game, isn't he? And your score is the Edmonton Oilers 5, the Los Angeles Kings 3, as we pause now for a regional break. Sports Channel America's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue after these messages.
Now you can relive the classic fables and folklore of the Old West in the Great Westerns collection from Time Life Video. All your favorite stars, Robert Redford, Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, all captured for you in this Great Westerns collection. Start with the Magnificent Seven for only $9.99.
Somehow I don't think you've solved my problem.
Solving your problems isn't our line. We deal in lead, friend.
7 hired guns, 7 heroes who were mean, tough, and honest.
You think I'm brave because I carry a gun?
Then, about every other month, you'll receive another great Western. There's no commitment to buy. Keep only the videos you want. So reach for your phone now for the Magnificent 7. Here's how to order.
To order your Magnificent 7 video, call 1-800-841-0300 or send just $9.99 plus $3.23 shipping and handling to Western Video Collection, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska.
There's no magic formula for catching big bass like these. It's really a matter of know-how, the kind of know-how that brings in big winnings for the pro anglers. I'm Ray Scott, and you can share the know-how that bass pros depend on when you join the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society. As a member, you get 10 big issues a year of Bassmaster magazine, packed cover to cover with the hottest bass catching how-tos, written and photographed by anglers for anglers. And each issue is the next best thing to a fishing trip with bassing greats like Roland Martin, Guido Hibden, and Larry Nixon. If you want to go for bigger bass, go for the best know-how. Join Bass today, and I'll send you this free gift. Here's how.
Call 1-800-841-0300 to join Bass and get your free Bass Army knife from Ray Scott. It features a cutting blade, scissors, a corkscrew, fish scaler, screwdrivers, and more. You'll also receive 10 big issues of Bassmaster magazine with your $15 paid membership. That's 1-800-841-0300. Call now.
The Edmonton Oilers score 4 unanswered goals in that second period and have taken a 5-3 lead over the Los Angeles Kings. Simpson scores his 7th in the playoffs from Curry and Lamb at 5:34. Just over a minute later, Peter Klima, unassisted, his 3rd at the 6:50 mark. Then it's Rutsalainen, his 2nd of the playoffs from Graves and Murphy at 13:13. The Kings make a goaltending change, and Graves steps out of the penalty box, takes Messier's pass, making it 5-3 at 15:33. The first playoff goal for Graves. The Kings outshoot the Oilers 16-11 in that period. 29-12 are your shots on goal. But the Oilers rebound from a 3-1 deficit to lead 5-3. I'm joined by the owner of the Los Angeles Kings, Mr. Bruce McNall. He's an Aries. I mentioned the other day that just turned 40 years of age. Did you check your horoscope today?
I think I should have stayed 39 for a while, Chicks. I had, I don't know, it hasn't been the greatest times here, but, well, let's hope we can come back and put on a little bit better show in the third period.
Capacity crowds have become commonplace here, Bruce, and the crowd, I was a little surprised at how quickly they were taken out of this game.
Well, that's it. The crowd's been great for us, but like any arena, you know, if you play well, as the Oilers have been the second period, they'll be taken out of it, and I wish the crowd would get back into it a little bit and give us a little better chance here.
Well, your team played well in the first period. The Oilers, I thought, were fortunate to be still in the game, and now your team sags. I know you have great confidence in your coaching staff.
Well, I think we'll be able to say a few things in the locker room and help them come back again. But like you said, we had some great chances in the first period, and I thought we outplayed them quite a bit. But again, the Oilers stayed with it and allowed them to come back and get right in the game, and that's what you see now. So hope we can come back here.
You're a good man with numbers, as we all know. And he spends them, he buys hockey players, he puts people in this building. What did winning the series with Calgary mean to this franchise, both for growth factor and also financially?
Well, I think it helped a lot in terms of the sale of the sport in general. If we can show enough consistency to continue to play well in the playoffs like this, I think it'll. I know our season tickets went up almost 2,000 in that period of time, so it's a phenomenal increase. Money-wise, it's probably a couple $1 million, so it's very happy about that part. I just wish we'd do a little better here.
I mentioned your horoscope, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad tidings, but to those people who have bet on Frankly Perfect, have watched a beautiful horse race so many times, so successfully, bad news today out at Santa Anita, wasn't there?
Yeah, we had he stepped in a hole, apparently, turning for home, and broke his leg. So it looked like he broke his cannonbone. He'll be saved all right, but he'll only be good for stud right now, so that wasn't very good news. We had an earlier one that we think a lot of earlier today win named Golden Pheasant that we think is a pretty good horse. So a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news, but that's horse racing. It's like hockey. You know, you just have to take the good with the bad.
Was Frankly Perfect the horse that some of your players are involved in with you?
Exactly. Well, Wayne's got a little piece of him. He also has a piece of Golden Pheasant, so thank God we have 1 for 1 here. And about 3 other players have a little piece of him. Larry Robinson, who's interested in horses as well, has got a piece. And I think Bernie Nichols still has a piece, actually. So it's good news and bad news.
Any bright news on the movie front?
We have a good movie coming out called Short Time, which I think will be kind of fun with Dabney Coleman next week. So hopefully that'll that'll open all right. Although the way things are going, I'm not so sure. Maybe I should sell it short.
Bruce, not to pry into league business, but are you aware of any negotiations, transactions going on to get a team into the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area by next season?
Well, the way I've heard it so far, it looks like there's quite a bit of good talks going on with Howard Baldwin and his group to buy the Minnesota franchise. I haven't heard much beyond that. If they do that, I think maybe the Guns might go ahead and move to the Oakland area. I'm not sure when. I know the 92-93 season, what's been discussed before, that may change the result of these new events. And again, I'm basically hearing the same rumors everybody else is, nothing really new.
Bruce, you're a great sport for coming by. The team down 5-3. One of the owners of the National Hockey League team, the Los Angeles Kings, are trailing 5-3, and we'll be back with more following these messages. When the talk around hockey circles turns to dramatics and dedication, Bobby Bond's name ranks near the top of the list. Tonight, a hockey story of true grit on Discover Card's great moments in hockey.
Help you? Just looking.
We interrupt this browsing for another useful tool.
Perfect.
The card that actually pays you cash back for every charge.
That's it.
The Discover card.
Thanks for just browsing.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
The Toronto Maple Leafs had many heroes during the decade of the 1960s. Heroes that took Toronto to 4 Stanley Cups. But in the 1964 Cup Finals versus Detroit, the drama came from a completely unexpected source. The Leafs were trailing 3-2, playing at Detroit and facing elimination in overtime. Toronto's Bobby Bond, a defenseman who had broken his leg earlier in the game, delivered this goal. Bond, a rugged checker known for his brawn, scored the goal that vaulted Toronto to its 3rd cup in succession. The Toronto Maple Leafs and Bobby Bond, the focus on tonight's great moments in hockey, presented by the Discover card.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
Monday, it's the pivotal 3rd game of the Wales Division Finals. The series between the Rangers and the Caps shifts to Landover. Or see the Bruins invade the Forum for a war with the Canadiens. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on Sports Channel America, Monday.
Welcome back to our studios in New York. I'm Bob Papa. We hope you're enjoying tonight's Stanley Cup action here on Sports Channel America. After 2 periods, Edmonton leads Los Angeles 5-3. Well, Wayne Gretzky is playing in his 11th season in the NHL. He may be the most dominant player ever. However, few realize that the great one is just 29 years old. Despite all of his success, Gretzky still has a lot of hockey left.
The contract kind of says 8 years, and I have 6 to go on it. So I'll definitely play that amount of time, and from there, I'll take it one day at a time. And I don't rule it out that I won't be playing at 39.
Well, I guess till I retire, it's always going to be something said about Edmonton and Los Angeles. It's always going to be there. I think they might spend a lot more time focusing on me last year. I don't think they'll do that again this year. I think they'll concentrate more on what's at hand. It was just so emotional last year, like I said, and this year is just a whole new situation.
One goal is to make hockey stick and stay in California. We've made it work, but now we got to make it stay. And I think we're definitely on the right track to that. And along with that, that the biggest way, the easiest way to make it stay is to bring a championship here.
Wayne Gretzky has rewritten the hockey record book, and if his team can't come back tonight, he'll be playing in his last game, maybe of the regular season, on Tuesday night, right here on Sports Channel America. Edmonton against Los Angeles, game number 4. We'll also bring you the Norris Division Finals, game number 4. St. Louis leads Chicago 2-1 Tuesday night here on Sports Channel America. That wraps it up from our New York studios. Period 3 from the Great Western Forum after this.
Hi, Body Shapers.
With our new Body Shaping Home Gym and video, you can get into the best shape of your life.
The Body Shaping Home Gym and Workout Video is the exercise program you've been waiting for. Your program includes the revolutionary Body Shaping Home Gym and a 50-minute instructional video. The Home Gym cable provides variable resistance, which is the most effective way to exercise. The workout video is a step-by-step exercise guide with Corey Everson as your training partner. You'll lose fat, burn calories, you'll shape and tone your entire body. The Home Gym and Workout Video sell for $29.95 each, but when you order both, the price is only $39.95. That's a savings of $20. It's the perfect workout for men and women. Call toll-free 1-800-238-3100 to order the Body Shaping Home Gym or the Workout Video. Remember, order both and save $20. Call 1-800-238-3100 and shape up forever.
Turn on Sports Channel America for exciting sports. Follow America's top amateur athletes on the USOC Olympic Sports Series. Hoops fans won't miss a beat with our exclusive national coverage of the World Basketball League. We'll canvass the world of sports and the world at large on World of International Sports. Your weekends are piston-powered with fast-paced NASCAR action and Monday night sizzle with the Pro Boxing Tour. Turn on Sports Channel America for exciting sports.
The Spice Conference, Spice Division playoffs within the Campbell Conference continuing here. We're getting ready for the third period at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California. And the score is 5-3 Edmonton Oilers over the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings have scored some goals tonight, got all three in the first period. That's something they weren't able to do, a score in the games at Edmonton. But they've had a problem keeping the puck out of the net in that second period. Now what do?
Well, Jakes, obviously the first 5 minutes they've got to pick up the tempo that they showed in the first period. But more importantly, in their defensive zone, they can't be chasing a puck. And it wasn't that Edmonton did so many wonderful things offensively as L.A. was just undisciplined defensively.
And if you ever needed an illustration, it would be the goal when Graves came out of the penalty box. Messier finds him. No King found him.
Well, you know, if Goslin was banging the stick, we didn't see it, I didn't see it, but somebody's got to, catch that situation. The bench, the defenseman, that is sort of an inexcusable thing when you look at the level of play and the level of ability they have in the National Hockey League.
First couple of minutes of the third period will be most important for the Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. We'll return to the Great Western Forum for Period 3 action coming up in just a moment.
Did you know that even though your 800 service is working perfectly, unexpected events can keep you from getting calls?
Hello?
But only AT&T automatically covers you with our 800 assurance policy. Within 1 hour, we can reroute 800 calls to any working phone, even at home. Guaranteed. Reliability, another AT&T advantage. Call today about our special 800 offer.
Yeah, we on yet?
We on yet? Jordan gets the ball. He drives down the left side of the fairway.
Bo Jackson catches it at the wall and fires a bullet to McEnroe.
Yes.
Oh, my.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Nice shoes.
Gretzky takes the puck up the ice and fires the backhand out of the bunker for a home run. Score. Game, set, and touchdown.
Nice shoes.
And now a word from our sponsor. Holy cow!
Because when the heat's on, you know how to cool off.
It's the right beer now.
Because when you start a beer here, you have a clear advantage.
It's the right beer now.
If you really know how to cap off an evening, reach for the taste of the Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light. It's the right beer now.
The 1990 Stanley Cup playoffs on Sports Channel America are brought to you by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By Nike, who reminds you to just do it. By First Brands Corporation, makers of STP oil treatment and Simonized non-abrasive car wax. And by Mercury and the full line of 1990 Mercury automobiles. See them now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
There have been 8 goals scored in tonight's game between the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings here at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood. And let's take you back and recap each one of the 8 goals, how they look, and how they sounded. Back, there's Sanford with a shot, he scores! And this is only the third penalty as Simpson breaks in on the power play and scores! Simpson showing some patience, holding the puck, forcing Scott to make the move, and Edmonton has tied it on a power play goal. Simpson handling it at center ice. Robinson is back on the ice. Here's Simpson. Robinson reached in, took it away from him. Comes in on goal, shoots, he scores! Heard hockey people talk so often about last-minute goals. Here's a chance for another one, and he scores! Ellick! Pass off Curry's stick, he recovers. Duchesne can't slow him up. Curry off right wing center. Simpson shoots and scores! Greg Simpson from Curry, and the Oilers are right back into it. So hustling back into his zone is Steve Duchesne. The feet knocked out from under him. Cleveland with a shot, he scores! It's all tied, 3-3. The Oilers come up with the puck. Rutsalainen down the right side. Has fed it to Gray. Splits the defense and is taken down. Play allowed to continue. The Oilers right in. Rutsalainen from back of the net. The net comes off. The referee is pointing to the Edmonton player, saying that the puck was in before the net came off, and the Oilers lead 4-3. Kolniski centers. Robitaille's shot is blocked by Ranford, and the puck comes out to the man who had just stepped out on the ice. Graves has a breakaway. In on Gossel, and he scores! And now we're back to third period action, just underway at the Great Western Forum. You've seen all 8 goals, and it's a 5-3 Edmonton Oiler lead as Krushelnyski brings the Kings into the Edmonton zone. Can't step through the defense, and Craig Simpson shoots it down the ice. This will be an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers. 50 seconds into the third period. Well, the crowd active again. They have that music playing and the crowd roaring when the Kings come out on the ice to begin each period. But once the folks settled back into their seats, it was the same very quiet Great Western Forum that we experienced late in the second period, Herb.
No question there's one guy, Jakes, that has to maybe just do something a little. Well, he doesn't like to shoot the puck as much as he likes to pass the puck, and I'm talking about Wayne Gretzky, number 99. He hasn't had a shot on goal this evening, Jakes. Didn't get one game 1. That was for different reasons. Tonight, maybe he just got to throw a few towards that net.
Gretzky is out there with Sandstrom and Granato. Kapanen knocked Gretzky off his skates. The puck comes off the boards over on right wing, held in by Granato. Trying to set up Gretzky back in the net. Kapanen bumped him. Granato couldn't get to the puck. Curry does, and he has cleared the zone. Chasing it back is McSorley. He'll run a little pick on Lamb and let Halkitis pick up the puck. Bob Halkitis off Gretzky's skates. The pass to right wing as it turns out for Granato. He and Sandstrom over the line. Granato trying to go through the defense. Lowe ties him up. And Gretzky can't get a handle on the rebound. And the loose puck over on the far side of the ice. Meantime, Curry plays it back into the Los Angeles zone. Greg Muni can't drop it back to Curry. Delayed penalty call coming. Los Angeles in the middle of the player change. Had too many men on the ice, I believe. Referee Andy Van Helleman pointing to the box. Gretzky complaining a little bit, but the Kings are going to be shorthanded, and now they're in an even deeper hole.
We tested STP oil treatment under the worst possible conditions. In the taxi cabs of New York City. The result? Engine lift to wear was reduced by up to 50%. And now there's an STP for your newer car, too.
You've just discovered your car has a clear coat finish, which your ordinary wax just ruined. Simonized non-abrasive wax won't scratch today's clear coat finishes, and that'll save you a lot of grief.
Well, here's the reason for the penalty. Too many men on the ice. Count them up.
Well, just a bad line change there. Sometimes when you come off the ice, you jump right into the play, and the puck's lines on your stick before the other one gets it. It was a few years ago that would not be too many men, but they've tightened that rule up over the last couple of years.
Saw Andy Van Helleman's arm come up in the air before Tonelli even touched the puck. He was the man coming out. So we thought the Kings were nonchalant, not picking up Graves when his penalty had expired. Here, a bad line change, and they're a man short.
Edmonton 1 for 3 on the power play this evening, and that great first goal. Great pass by Messier to Simpson, and as he made an unbelievable move down deep on Ronnie Scott.
On the power play, Simpson is out on the ice for Edmonton. Anderson and Messier with him. Messier handling the puck, steps over center, on into the Los Angeles zone. Little burst of speed, but he can't get through the defense. And it's shot right down the ice to Bill Ranford. Pushes it up ahead for Ruotsalainen. Kings killing it off with Kasper and Krushelnyski as the forwards. Robinson and Duchesne on defense. Oilers over the line. Messier to the left wing boards. Couldn't get it to Ruotsalainen. Robinson feeds it up ahead to Krushelnyski. Pick him up 2-on-2. Krushelnyski and Kasper over the Edmonton line. Kasper taking Krushelnyski's pass and can't get around Steve Smith. Anderson failed to touch it at center, but Messier carries it across the line now. Flips one to the point for Steve Smith. Smith dumps it in deep through Anderson. It's loose on the end boards. Anderson got to it first. Plays it back to the point. Here's Smith over to Gregg. Messier one-touched it to Anderson. Comes right in on Gosselin. Puts it in the goal mouth, and it's fished out of there by Krushelnyski. He's given it to Kasper, and again, the Kings force the Oilers back.
Jakes, Edmonton is rather patient on the power play. They don't shoot a lot of pucks. They've only had 4 shots on goal this evening in those 3 power play opportunities. They look for the best possible shot they can get.
Now Klima moves in on the power play. Fed it around to Messier. Messier trying to spot somebody open. Fed it to the corner. That's Curry to Klima. It's knocked away by McSorley, but the Oilers hold it in. Gregg puts it back to the net. It's around to the right wing boards for Jari Kurri. He's played it through Messier. Gregg waits for it to arrive. Gives it to Messier. Gretzky knocked it away. Here's Klima setting up Curry, and what a play by Mario Gosselin. Very alertly spotted Curry. Now Messier can't move in off the right wing side. And Tony Granato takes it to the corner. Granato slaps it off the glass down into the Edmonton zone. Jelena has just come out of the player change, trying to get it to Messier. Jay Miller, who had been serving the Kings penalty for too many men on the ice, is out of the box. And he brings the puck over the line. Takes a dive. Referee Van Helleman giving that indication to the fans as they continue to boo. Here's Wayne Gretzky on the backhand. Can't get through the defense. He's taken down, and there will be a penalty to the Edmonton Oilers. Now Los Angeles gets another power play chance, trailing 5-3 with just over 16 minutes to play in the third period. A chance for the Kings to get back into this game.
Oh, 5 more minutes. It's our anniversary. Let's call it sick.
Can't.
Oh, 10 years deserves something.
True.
Haven't I made you coffee for 10 years?
Haven't I had to drink it? Now, come on.
Why?
Show your friends this. Happy anniversary.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. This year. Tell her you'd marry her all over again.
Okay, I'll show him. Tomorrow.
In the penalty box, Randy Gregg. 2 minutes for hooking at the 3:55 mark. The hook is on 99.
Well, Jakes, I thought it was kind of a soft call myself. Gretzky trying to split there. Randy Gregg just took him down, and what else is he going to do? I question that call. Soft call, Jakes.
The crowd may have helped a little bit. Jay Miller, who had just come out of the penalty box, had taken a dive earlier, and now he runs into Ranford. He's been all over the place trying to stir things up. I see the referee making the signal. That was the penalty to Gregg. And I think the crowd yelling and screaming after Miller had taken the dive may have influenced that call.
No question, Jakes.
Andy will deny it, though.
I think that the crowd set up the Gretzky penalty. Or the Randy Gregg penalty on Gretzky, I should say.
Evan McTavish taken into the boards. Now we watch the Kings set up the power play. Moving up with it is Zelic over the Edmonton line. Lost his edge. And the puck not held at the line. Robinson with it. At cross ice. Here's Steve Duchesne carrying it over the line. Dropped it back. Robitaille to Tonelli. Out-centered out in front. Bounces around in front. Sort of a pinball reaction. And the puck ends up back in the Los Angeles zone.
Both teams on their power play have a tendency to look for that perfect shot. They don't shoot the puck too often.
Here's Gretzky. Passes it off to the right side. Robitaille drops it back. And the drive blocked in front of the net as Sandstrom got it away. Benning moves in off the left wing boards. Can't get it to Gretzky. Charlie Huddy intercepting the pass and dumping it down the ice.
Saying that, Jakes, as opposed to getting the puck to the defenseman and let them tee it up and try to tip and screen.
Yeah, just nothing happening here right now. Renato can't get them through center ice. 30 seconds left in the penalty to Randy Gregg. First pass so important. Now Gretzky has moved it to the right wing to Granado. Into Sandstrom. Benning comes in to join the play, then backs off, and the Kings can't make the centering pass. So it's the Edmonton Oilers moving out. Steve Smith brings him across the line. Cuts to the left side, is picked up by Gretzky. Smith overskated the puck at center. Here's Gretzky. He's across the Edmonton line. Granado to the front of the net. The pass back into the slot. Moving up with it is McSorley, and his shot is blocked. Messier has it for the Edmonton Oilers. Teams are at 6 aside again. Messier steps over the line. Messier trying to go back to the net. Look at the move on Benning. Centers low with a shot. That hit McSorley, and he is limping. Gretzky picks up the puck. Wayne Gretzky feeds it to the right side. Jay Miller dumps it down into the Edmonton zone. He's bouncing around the boards to Glenn Anderson. Can't clear it out. There's Benning with a shot. The screen set up, but the goalkeeper, Bill Ranford, able to make the save, and back comes Simpson. Went to Anderson with that pass. Anderson trying to blow by Duchesne. Gets rubbed out on the end boards as Benning is there. Puck comes back to Gregg. Long shot grabbed by Gosselin. He's dropped it for Steve Duchesne. Duchesne trying to get away from Anderson. Well, the Oilers not only moving the puck around, they're taking the man, taking the body here, denying the Kings every opportunity. Now Los Angeles over the line. There's a shot off right wing that missed the net. Bouncing around the glass and then over the glass and on into the seats. 13:06 the time remaining. It's Edmonton leads 5-3, and we pause for a regional break. Sports Channel America's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue after these messages.
Sports Channel America and USA Today want to put you in the Stanley Cup Finals. We're giving away round-trip coach airfare for 2, 4-day, 3-night hotel accommodations, and tickets to the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Finals. Call to order USA Today and be entered automatically, or send your name, address, and daytime phone number on a postcard to the address on the screen. Postcards must be received by May 3rd, and you must be at least 18 years old to enter. Win a trip to one of these great cities in the USA Today Sports Channel America Stanley Cup Finals giveaway.
Another look at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California. Anytime you're flying into this city from the east, I guess practically anywhere in the country, you fly right over this beautiful building. Located next door to Hollywood Park, which will open on Wednesday. Got to get that in for the horse players, Herb. Krushelnyski dumps the puck into the Edmonton zone. Huddy moves it around the boards. There's Robitaille. Charlie Huddy couldn't hand pass it up the boards. It's held in. Robinson back to the point, and the long shot is handled and held by Bill Ranford. Duchesne shaking his head as he shakes it off now and goes back to the bench. Ranford saw that.
Jakes, when we look at the shots on goals, 13-32, LA's favor. But Edmonton now, as you pointed out, is a little bit better tempo. They're more involved physically than the first 2 periods. But still, they're lagging by 20 shots.
Backup goaltender, Pokey Reddick. Now left along the Los Angeles bench. Ron Scott, who was yanked from the nets at the 12-13 mark of the second period. That was after the goal by Ruotsalainen. John Muckler's team responding after trailing 3-1 at the end of the first tonight. Kings get the draw back to McSorley at the point. His shot blocked in front, comes loose. McSorley trying to step in around Tikkanen. Lamb gets to McSorley. Puck goes back in the net. Krushelnyski can't center it out in front. Here's Ellick to Robitaille. Robitaille trying to go back of the net. Turns again on Tikkanen. Can't do anything with it. Now it's loose, and Halkitis goes in after it. The defenseman in to join the play. His spot picked up by Ellick. Kings playing around the boards in the Edmonton zone. This is Lowe. Kevin Lowe dumps it out towards center. McSorley with it. Marty McSorley. Some help from Halkitis. And out they come towards center ice. This is McSorley. Can't make the pass. Peter Klima goes back into his own end of the ice. We mentioned after game 2, Herb and I talking about the game, that Klima hadn't been involved, hadn't seen a whole lot of ice time. But John Muckler's got him into the flow of things better tonight. And here, Gosselin comes out to cover the pockets of an off Klima's stick, and we get another face-off.
Well, Jakes, that's sort of a cause and effect thing in games 1 and 2, because that kid line, they played so well, and that shortened Klima's ice time, but the kid line is not, had that, they don't have the bounce as much as before. This is freeing up Klima for a little more ice time. just signed a big 5-year contract. But his problem when he joined this hockey club is, again, to pick it up a little bit. And I know that Johnny Muckler, Edmonton's coach, was not very happy with, I guess, his practice habits, his overall intensity on the ice during the games.
Pretty much what Joe Murphy was saying about the difference between Detroit and Edmonton after coming over here and how the chemistry, the kid line has come together. Units of 5. Meaning the 3 forwards, the 2 defensemen. Now the Kings, after the draw, have cleared the puck into the center ice area. Los Angeles with Granato, Sandstrom, and Casper as the forwards. Gosselin got bumped a little by Anderson in his pursuit of the puck. It's brought out down by Casper. Casper cutting to the right, trying to go through the defense. Pulls up on Huddy, only to be beaten by Ranford. Then the rebound is denied. One of the few opportunities that the Kings have been able to put together in this third period. Huddy to Messier, now to Simpson, and he dumps it in from center ice. Gretzky has come out to replace Casper. Robinson working it off the boards for Steve Duchesne. Duchesne to Granato. Oilers holding the blue line, forcing the Kings to dump it in. They have just under 11 minutes to play in the third period. All the goal scoring by the end of the second, 5-3. Edmonton in front as they dump the puck in off Anderson's stick. Backboard is Halkitis.
Edmonton is just trying to keep the puck in front of them now. They're breaking that normal rotation, trying to get ticking in on Gretzky, and that sort of breaks their flow a little bit.
Here's Mark Lamb trying to move in. Rubbed out by Halkitis. McSorley turns it over. Gary Curry does the same with Halkitis. Halkitis leaving it on the end boards, and the Los Angeles Kings try to come around on the left wing side, and again are unable to complete the play. Lamb dumps it in deeper. Here's McSorley. He's chased by Curry. McSorley dumps it out towards center ice, and Kevin Lowe drops back. Lowe shot one up high, went off his teammate Tikkanen. Right back from Muni. Makela moving into forecheck. It's Makela with Contos and Gretzky at the moment for Los Angeles. Meantime, Curry is into the King zone, and his pass was blocked by Robinson. Makela chases it down the left side. He's over the Edmonton line. Makela cuts to the right. A backhander went wide of the net. Chris Contos trying to play it in deep. Gretzky too well covered. Makela gets to the puck. Gives it to Contos. To Gretzky at the side of the net. Can't get it teed up. And then gets checked in his pursuit of the puck, and out comes Lamb. Mark Lamb dumps it down. 9.5 minutes to go in the third period. Oilers lead 5-3 here in Los Angeles, trying to take a 3-0 lead in this series. Robinson puts on a move at center, steps over the line. The puck bounced off his stick. He recovers, goes back of the net. It's tied up with Steve Smith, the Edmonton defenseman. Tonelli being jostled around out in front as Duchesne shot as a glove save by Ranford, and there's no further play. Now some scuffling as Smith and Robinson are upset with one another. Los Angeles players stay high above the hash marks, trying to make sure they keep the face-off in the Edmonton zone. But time is becoming a factor with 9:09 remaining in the third period, and the Oilers leading 5-3. Let's pause for a regional break. Sports Channel America's coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs will continue after these messages.
On the next SEC College Baseball Game of the Week, the Volunteers of Tennessee collide with the Florida Gators. 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific on Sports Channel America, Sunday.
Don Gould takes you behind the scenes and shows you what makes sense, dollars and cents, in the world of sports. Sports business. See it on the Sports Channel America Network.
These guys and dolls are built for power, and they'll put their jackhammer arms to the test in the Makita Pro Baseball Arm Wrestling Championships. Check your Sports Channel listings for days and times.
You look at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood. I remind you that Sports Channel America and USA Today would like to have you at a Stanley Cup final game. Send a postcard with your name and address to the address that you see on the screen, and also include your daytime phone number. Post Office Box 37460, Louisville, Kentucky 40233. You must be 18 years or older in order to enter and be eligible to win. Details in USA Today Sports Corner daily at the Sports Channel America USA Today giveaway. We can get you to the Stanley Cup Final. Airfare provided, hotel accommodation, naturally, tickets to the game, a chance to meet Herb Brooks. Murphy dropping the puck to Messier.
Yeah, that'll screw up that contest, Jakes.
Crowder with a pass off Casper's stick. Yeah, I regretted saying it as soon as I...
You've been waiting to give me that shot all night, haven't you, son of a gun?
Messier. Trying to dump the puck in. Murphy with it. Been rather quiet tonight. Thank goodness. Benning has dumped it in. The Oilers maintain it there. They have this 5-3 lead, trying to take, as I said earlier, a 3-0 lead in the series. And think back, if you will, they were on the brink of elimination, down 3-1 to the Winnipeg Jets. Came back to win that series, and are headed for 3 straight wins with only 8 minutes left in this game. And the Kings rally. That's why this crowd is still here, and while you're with us as well. Lamb to Lowe, plays it up around the boards, out through center, and down into the Los Angeles end. Robinson back to touch up. That's an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton up 5-3 over the Los Angeles Kings in Game 3 of this best-of-7 series.
Because when the heat's on, you know how to cool off.
It's the right beer now.
Because when you start a beer here, you have a clear advantage.
It's the right beer now.
If you really know how to cap off an evening, reach for the taste of the Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light. It's the right beer now.
Getting ready for a face-off in the Edmonton Oilers zone. Earlier this evening, with 9 seconds remaining in the game, the St. Louis Blues, a goal by Gino Cavallini, beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-4, and they take a 2-1 lead in that series. The Blackhawks and the Blues again on Tuesday night, to be followed by these same 2 teams from the same building. Aikkonen with a pass into the center ice zone, a little too far ahead of Curry, and it's cleared out by McSorley. Krushelnyski playing it behind Ellick. Rutsalainen gets to it. To Simpson. Simpson closes in with a shot off Gosselin and wide of the net. Alkidis rattles it around the boards. Here's Rutsalainen at the right point. His shot blocked in front. And cleared out of there by Alkidis. Out to the left wing side. An Oiler knocked down, and the crowd reacting as Simpson now is back on his skates. And the Kings track him down in their own zone. Here's Alkidis. Gave it to Marty McSorley. Up ahead. Robitaille dumps it in. Krushelnyski in after it. But it's Messier playing it across ice to Glenn Anderson. Anderson moving on Duchesne. Plays through him, picks it up, and can't finish it off as Gosselin came out to meet him. Back come the Kings. Robinson with a pass to Robitaille. He's into the Edmonton end. Robitaille puts it in the middle. Robinson couldn't handle it, and here's a breakaway for Glenn Anderson. Coming right in on goal. Shoots. Beaten by Gosselin. Gosselin comes out to play, and it's the Kings were very slow coming back. I think they thought there was going to be a whistle. The crowd reacting and saluting Gosselin as he made that save on Anderson, and now Messier dumps it out to center ice.
Jigs, what happened is Glenn Anderson was taken down in the LA defensive zone, and nobody picked him up, and he found himself standing right inside the red line.
You know who's got things stirred up now? Thomas Sandstrom, as Gretzky's shot is blocked by Ranford. And it's cleared out to center ice. Several of the Oilers were taking shots at Sandstrom. He's still out there. When I say taking shots, bumping him, going out of their way to make body contact with him. Sandstrom with the pass here to McSorley, to Sandstrom in front of the net. Sandstrom shoots, that's blocked. Randy Gregg dropped to his knees to block it. It comes to center ice for McSorley. To Benning, to Sandstrom. Can't get around Lowe. The Oilers fail to clear the zone. Benning collision with Jelena. But the Kings are forced back. Marty McSorley dumps it off the boards. Gretzky picks it up at center ice, plays it through Lowe, and then is tripped up by Kevin Lowe. There's no penalty. Oh, now they're really upset. And the fans start to litter the ice. Debris comes flying out of the stands. Kevin Lowe taking some liberties with Gretzky, and it is still a 5-3 Edmonton lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
I was looking for something a little bigger. I'll take it.
When the moment comes to start life on your own, there's no better card than MasterCard.
It's just the bare necessity.
With payment flexibility and unsurpassed acceptance. So you can buy what you want.
What is this?
Where you want. For the way we really live.
So what do you think of my place?
It's definitely you.
MasterCard. Master the moment.